Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different connections, not just to the prequels and the originals and Star Wars Rebels, but also the expanded universe / Legends material by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about this movie is that this movie really is going to connect to all past 8 Star Wars movies within this entire saga that is very special to a lot of fans around the world. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is exploring a lot of different ways in order to evolve the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks ago, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the characters of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and of course, Rey in Episode 9. It's described that one of the scenes filmed over at Pinewood in the UK during the month of November of 2018 included Daisy Ridley on a desert world, where it's described that she had to act as if she was exhausted and running out of energy in the middle of a desert. Sweating and weak, it's said to be a sequence that includes the Force Ghost voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi that JJ plans to bring in Ewan McGregor to provide dialogue during the month of June of this year of 2019. The scene is said to be a parallel where Luke passes out in the snow on Hoth, where now Rey is traveling in the desert and begins to hear the voice of Obi-Wan guiding her to a place that will connect and will have a connection to the evolving plot device in the movie. Additionally, it's said that an unnamed actor dressed as Obi-Wan for the part in front of a green screen in the distance from Daisy Ridley, where CGI will be inserted to emulate Sir Alec Guinness for the beginning of the sequence. It's said that many heaters were used on set to make Daisy appear as if she was sweating and about to pass out in the desert. It's described to be a scene in which Obi-Wan's voice guides Rey through the desert itself. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is very ambitious, he's very goal-driven, he's really going to answer a lot of the burning questions in The Force Awakens in Episode 9, and by far, one of the biggest burning questions in Star Wars The Force Awakens was, well, why was Obi-Wan Kenobi reaching out to Rey when he states, "Rey, these are your first steps"? Why would he be talking to Rey, either a voice of the past and or a voice in the future at the time? So that is going to be answered in Episode 9. Thankfully, that won't be a question left unanswered. So JJ really is embracing how many questions were disregarded in, of course, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson. And now he's taking full advantage of that in order to create them into multiple different revelations in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And I gotta point out that I'm very impressed about the parallel here of how it's a parallel to that of the planet of Hoth. You guys may recall that on Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back, we have Luke Skywalker passing out from the cold weather. He's literally freezing to death. He's freezing to death, he passes out, and he sees Obi-Wan Kenobi that he must visit Yoda on Dagobah. And that's when Obi-Wan Kenobi guides Luke. In this scenario, similar situation, except she hasn't passed out just yet, but Rey is as if she is about to pass out. She's sweating, she's tired, running out of energy as she walks through the desert, and then she begins to hear the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost reaching out, as well as eventually seeing him in the distance. So, there was an unnamed actor actually said to portray the character of Obi-Wan in the Jedi robes, where CGI will be added to the face in order to emulate Sir Alec Guinness. That version of Kenobi for this particular sequence. So, could this very well be the same exact desert planet that we saw in, of course, the Rise of Skywalker's teaser trailer? Or is this going to be the other desert world in Episode 9? There are a total of 2 desert worlds in this movie. However, the one desert world in Episode 9 is actually said to have a different take on an actual world, where the other side of it is very snowy and has a lot of rocky formations. So with that being said, we do know that Tatooine is going to be a part of this movie, since one of the actual set designs was, of course, the Lars homestead. Could it be that Rey is on the planet of Tatooine in this exact similar situation to what Luke Skywalker was going through on Hoth? I think that the whole entire idea by J.J. Abrams is to create these parallels from the original trilogy, whatever it may be, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. and really do something different with it and do something powerful for the character of Rey and her interaction with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, by far, guys, I will say that Obi-Wan is really up there when it comes to my favorite Star Wars characters. He is pretty up there with Luke, Anakin, and Vader, as well as the Emperor. I love Obi-Wan, there's a great story to tell, and I cannot wait to see exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are going to do with, of course, the Obi-Wan TV series, which, by the way, is in early development as we speak. So I cannot wait to see what they do with Kenobi in Episode 9, and how that's actually going to tie into Rey's story in The Rise of Skywalker. So let me know what you guys think about Obi-Wan Kenobi as a whole. You know, do you think by using the CGI to emulate Sir Alec Guinness is a good or a bad idea? Could it come off as a little fake? Kind of like what we saw in past movies before, where the CGI wasn't all that great. To me, Tarkin and Leia were pretty much dead on, except a couple of differences here and there, but nonetheless, great job. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.